Hi, my name is Cynthia Cruz, and I'm a poet. I'm going to be reading two Frank Stanford poems for you. One is called Play in Which Darkness Falls, and this is from an unpublished collection that was titled Automatic Copilot. Two girls run away from the home. They have a revolver in their possession. The sisters of Our Lady have given up looking for them, returning in the night with soft candles. The sleek clouds have thrown their riders, and the bees are returning to the honey. The clover at the edge of the cliff, black as eyelids, damp as blue muscles flexing at the moon. The girls look in the stolen mirror, then throw their shoes in the sea. They take off one another's dress, posing on the rocks that jet over the faded water of the last days. The clover beat down from their splendid feet, the clover quiet like a vault. Nearby in a ship named for early death, I drink wine like a city, anchored far off the continent of love. Strange, but bees do not die in their own honey, and how the dead are toted off, how the sweet moons are deposited in the catacombs. The clover at the edge of the sea, like a chemise, place where animals have lain. They help one another with their hair, their dresses blowing back to land. They look over the cliff, spit on the beach. Birds I've never seen going by. And then the other Frank Stanford poem I'm going to read for you is called Born There. It's very short. Born there. A lake having to do with the blind child who inherited good looks, and the ruin around Midnight, Mississippi was where I went, swimming every afternoon to watch it go up in flames. And then I'm going to read you two poems from my next collection called Back to the Woods, which is inspired by Frank Stanford and the musician Mark Linkus. And so the first poem I'm going to read you is actually called Born There, which takes its title from the title of the poem I just read you by Frank Stanford. Born There. I remember the ventilators of childhood, its broken machineries, its duct-taped engines and shut windows. Racing with my brother after rattlesnakes and rabbits down the dirty path. Food stamps, lost maps, slips of paper, and plans with names and numbers of what I could never remember. Waking on the cold tile floors of hotel bathrooms. Once I was a girl wading in a cream dress into the lake. This is not a parable or fairy tale. If you had asked me then what I wanted, I would have said nothing. That is the last poem in the collection that's coming out. And this poem is called Father. There's a few father poems in the book. Father. Zachariah is the name for sugar. Can you tell him that? He said, walking out of the dream. In Bible study, he said, Cindy, you are saved. He poured warm milk into the tea and gave me a belt to ward off the darkness. I'd ride out with him into the country in his old station wagon, and he would point to the places where God had been. Tiny, near invisible X's, he said, counting under his breath. He'd been to the war and ran for miles every night to race the violence out of his body. In the end, it's just a small mark, the place where the outside tears in, stamps its human hand on the spirit. Thank you for listening.